Hello, everybody. Hope you are doing well. There's so much talk in the media and on social media now here lately, about shortages, supply chain issues, you name it. I mean, there's talk of shortages in anything from food now to transportation, to labor, of course. We've been talking about that for a while. A lot of channels are talking about it. Even the mainstream media news is starting to pick up on this, which is alarming in my view, because when the mainstream media is starting to talk about it, that means a lot more of the normies, as we call them, are starting to wake up. And I believe more and more are starting to wake up, if you notice. Now, in my area, the stores aren't ransacked. I mean, they're stocked fairly well, just depending on the day, you know. Some days they look a little more bare than others. And certain items, of course, are more wiped out, like the bottled water, of course, pet food, some of the paper items, paper goods. So it just depends. Some folks in some parts of the country or Canada say that they're not seeing this kind of problem. Not yet. But I believe we're very close to seeing a lot more of it, a lot more noticeable. And I believe we're close to maybe even panic buying. I know some folks have started to say they're starting to see it, but I don't think it's happening on a big scale yet. But also wanted to mention, and I know this happened, I believe, last week when I wasn't making videos, but I noticed the Augustin Farms major food distributor. Y'all probably heard this already, but I wanted to mention it. A major food distributor is closing down for 90 days. I think you can still try to order it now, but they're going to close for 90 days because of just lack of food resource or the raw materials and such. So that to me is a huge red flag. That's a pretty big organization. Are they going to be closed just for 90 days? I don't think so. Let me know what you think. But so that's a big thing. And then you got some travel woes here. Of course, you've been keeping up with the news. You see, Southwest Airlines with these mandates coming down. A lot of industries, a lot of Southwest Airlines pilots and staff are walking out. There's rumors that Amtrak is going to follow up. American Airlines, I heard today, is going to start doing that, maybe even tomorrow. A lot of healthcare workers are walking out. Law enforcement as well. I saw a bit, I think it was on a different video, I can't even remember which one, about Seattle, about, I forget, it was a large number of experienced officers were walking out. So, and we know that's happening. That's happening across the country. It's not hearing about all the little details of it. But so a lot happening, a lot going on. It's hard to keep up, but I ran across a conversation on social media a few days ago, and it really alarmed me. It really struck me, and I wanted to share it, see what you think. But it was a post from somebody who was in the trucking industry, and he was talking about how they are really running low, very low on parts and maintenance, things that they need to keep the trucks running, and maintenance upkeep on them. And I wanted to read a little bit of it. He said, basically, we've been advised, now this is a fleet manager for a trucking company. He said, we've been advised by senior managers and our parts suppliers to stock up on anything that comes in a metal container, like oil, fuel filters, air dryer cartridges, batteries, basically anything that uses metals or precious materials that's made overseas will be in very short supply, or already is in short supply. Tires is another item I can't get. Now, recaps is something he still can get because that's made domestically. But steer tires, haven't been able to get steer tires in over 5 weeks because they're made overseas. We've been scavenging for tires from scrap trucks and barely scraping by right now. It gets stranger by the day. And he said, I'm not the only shop nationwide, fleet that can't get tires, filters, steel bracketry, etc., batteries. We're now engaged in what we call corporate prepping. So, and I made a comment in reply, and I said, so this, just to be clear, this affects over the road, just all kinds of trucking. And he replied back and said, absolutely, yes. This is going to make a big impact, if not already. So then my brain goes right to, well, this can affect the ability for a lot of trucks to keep running. And without the trucks, as you know, the food stops, a lot of goods stop running, a lot of fuel stops getting to where it needs to go to the gas stations. So this could be huge. This could just exacerbate an already present problem. I hear from, I know in my last video that several of you did comment that you're seeing gas shortages, spot outages, not widespread, but where you're pulling in some stations that you normally get gas and you can't. You have to go somewhere else, or you just have one choice, the super unleaded. So this just really alarmed me. I wanted to know, and I know quite a few of you who watch this channel and comment are in this industry or drivers, truck drivers, and I wanted to ask and get your opinion as well. Is this what you're seeing? Is this what you're hearing? He also made a comment that another big problem is labor. So mechanics who work on these and keep these trucks running. Keep the upkeep on them, keep the maintenance so they can keep them on the road. So the way the ships are backed up out there in the ports all around, all over the place, this could just, no telling how long it could be if they're waiting on parts. They don't make them domestically. This could spell more trouble. So I wanted to share this, so like I said, this could affect food to fuel, all kinds of things. You already have a problem with stores looking bare on the shelves, school systems running out of food. They're having to substitute a lot of weird stuff, just try to piecemeal together meals or ask parents to send lunch with the kids. So, and like I said, even the mainstream media is picking up on the food shortages. So it's a problem. I think right now we're kind of in a semi-calm before the real storm, okay? The real storm is right on the doorstep, I'm afraid. So, and I'm not trying to say that to scare. I'm just saying to prepare. Okay, don't be scared, prepare. And we are, most of us, we're all preppers, so we shouldn't have to go panic buy when it starts. So, but I believe it's close. I really do. So keep doing this, keep prepping, keep topping off the preps. Some of the things that we're doing here in our house is, again, we're topping off, we keep prepping up. We're starting to work on a fall garden right now. We're doing some herbs. We've never done that before, so that's kind of new. We're also doing some berries, raspberries, blueberries, elderberries, bushes, potatoes, lettuce, spinach. We're going to try that as well. So we're storing up on more water as well. Some other things we've picked up that we just didn't have before. We picked up two fire extinguishers we got online, I think like $45 maybe. So I think that's something, if you don't have already, really think about a fire extinguisher. We got 2 of them to place in the house. A bidet. A bidet is really something you might want to think about. If run on the toilet paper, it's a good option to have, for cleanliness. Picking up extra propane tanks, fuel. Think about your alternative fuel, your heating, solar lighting also was always good. Don't forget about the pet food, cleaning supplies, soap, shampoo, all your little toiletries. Okay, don't forget about that stuff as well. I don't always mention those, so I wanted to mention it now. And most importantly, of course, stack it. Stack it to the rafters. And stack Jesus. We gotta, keep praying. Stack Jesus and to the rafters and beyond. All right, let's keep that up. We need him so bad. This world needs some Jesus, doesn't it? And this nation needs him really bad. And we need a revival, I believe. And but keep praying. And you take care. Be well. Be safe. God bless you. I'm going to see you soon.